All right, folks, welcome to Highly Touted Sports. This is your free pick of the day. St. Louis at Philadelphia, October 7th, 2011. Yankee fans, I know you're hurting, but you can't strand 11 runners and expect to win. Last night's free pick was the under, which was successful, and the Yankees, which was a loser. Pretty good handicap, if I must say so myself. Considering that if the Yankees could have just pushed over a couple, we might have squeezed out a 5-3 win and hit both going 2-0. But here's the breakdown, the free pick of the day here at Highly Touted Sports. We don't mess around. We get straight to it. No bull video breakdowns. Carpenter at Holiday. Obviously, right off the bat, Holiday is a dominant pitcher, best pitcher in the league, arguably. Look at that ERA. Whip is almost under 1. Strikeouts, 220. Now, Carpenter's a real good pitcher, but, compared to Holiday's numbers, he looks like he's just average. Some good strikeout numbers, but let's take a look. Now, as far as runs for and runs against go, these guys are averaging about 4.5 a game. Surprisingly, St. Louis was scored the most runs in the league, in the National League, probably followed by Philly. And Philadelphia's got a little pitching advantage there with 1 run less, really averaged up. So I would say 7-9 would be the over/under for this game. Obviously, the 7 was probably more accurate, seeing how Holiday and Carpenter are on the hill. Now, on the top right, you can see Holiday and Carpenter's numbers. Obviously, we've gone over that. Holiday's ERA and WHIP are pretty much dominant now. Some discrepancies here in the numbers, so bear with me. Last game versus St. Louis, 8 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned. I believe that should be 3 earned runs with Berkman's 3-run homer in the first inning. 207 batting average, though. Pretty much Holiday shut him down after that. 11-6, and there it is. You see 8 innings, 3 earned instead of 4. But his career is 2-1 with a 2.10 ERA and a 200 batting average against versus St. Louis, which again we'll get back to with some discrepancies. Carpenter, that's 8 innings, 8 hits. That's a regular season start. It's not showing. It is down here where it says down at the bottom 154, 3 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned. That was on 3 days rest, which is not really good for Carpenter. And again, I don't like the fact that he only went 3 innings, gave up 4, but like I said, he was on 3 days rest, and it just wasn't a good thing for him. Now he's 7-2 against Philly with a 4.14 ERA. His ERA is kind of favorable for the Philadelphia, especially with them bats, but the Cardinals seem to win for him when he's on the mound. Here's some look at some stats real quick. Philadelphia as a team, 4.5, pretty much across the board as far as runs go, home against righties, whatever you want to measure. The bullpen, 3.47 in the season on all games, and at home 3.32, so a little just a tick better. St. Louis, on the other hand, 4.7 a game. Actually, on the road they put up almost another half a run, 277 average, and against righties a little higher than their average. Their bullpen, however, 4 on the road compared to 372. So Philly with the pitching advantage, the bullpen advantage, maybe St. Louis with a little hitting advantage. Let's take a look at Carpenter here. His last 3 starts, 2.37 ERA, 4.05 on the road, which it was 7-6 win-loss. At Philadelphia, there's the 4 earned there on short rest. At Houston in the regular season, and at home against the Cubs, obviously dominating those offenses. Holiday is pretty much even across the board, 2.54 at home, 9-3. St. Louis, there it is, 8 innings, 3 earned, that home run to Berkman, and then pretty much shut him down at the Mets. And then at home against St. Louis in September, 8 innings, 4 earned, and got a hard luck loss there, 4-3 against Kyle Lowe. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, St. Louis is 4-2 at Philadelphia. At Philadelphia, 3 out of 6 have gone over. Okay, and you see here on these October dates, this is the series, you've got a 2-run ball game and 2 1-run ball games, and then Holiday and Loesch there in Game 1 was pretty much a slugfest. In the regular season, there's a 1-run game, Loesch and Holiday, and the hard luck loss in Philly, and then Carpenter shutting them down in Philly 5-0. Then Philadelphia with the 9-2 victory. Westbrook for the Cardinals got knocked around a little bit. Or he got pulled early. I'm sorry. He got pulled early. And St. Louis at Philly 4-2 Garcia. So St. Louis on the road is 4-2 against Philly this season. Carpenter is 7-2 with a 4.46, and you see at Philadelphia September 18th, he went 8 innings, 0 earned, 8 hits. So maybe a couple lucky bounces, double plays there, because he did give up some hits. You figured out it should have been maybe a 2-earned ball game. And then back in June at home, he went 7 innings. So he's got some good numbers against them this year, and that 3 days rest was really sticking out there with the 4 earned in the playoffs. But I don't expect that to happen again. Now, Holiday, of course, is good against anybody. 3-1, 2.37 ERA. His team record's 4-1. The over's 3-2. You can see here St. Louis. There's that 8 innings start. And then in September he got beat 4 earned at home, and then at St. Louis in June he went 1 earned. He got the no decision, and looks like the bullpen kind of got rocked a little bit for St. Louis. Now Carpenter at Citizens Bank Park. This is interesting. 4 games, 4-0. Okay, a 296 batting average against, but his team's winning for him. He's getting lucky, it seems, definitely. This is a little batter versus pitcher. The Cardinals versus Holiday, a 2.61 average. Nobody's really sticking out with any powerful numbers. Berkman 2 for 5 with the homer, and that's pretty much from last week. Nothing really else. For Cal, 3 for 9, not, or I'm sorry, yes, 3 for 9, not bad. Molina, Pujols 2 for 11 with a strikeout. Terrio 1 for 7, so nobody's. Schumacher 3 for 8. Nobody's really doing much against him. Only 1 home run from Berkman, and 23 strikeouts. So let's take a look at the Phillies versus Carpenter. He actually has a better average against at 2.11. Okay, career, and probably a little bit better numbers at home, because we were looking at Carpenter at Citizens Bank with a 296 against, but 2.11. It must come down big time when they're in St. Louis. But in any event, really not any good numbers here. Now, Utley's got some real good numbers against him. 7 of 15. Victorino not bad at 3 for 10. Rollins batting a horrible 179. Polanco with some good contact, 5 of 16. And that's about it. Nobody else is really hitting the ball against Carpenter. So you figure there's some guys there. Utley, Victorino, Polanco. That may generate, some runs there. Howard's gone deep, 2 for 9, and Pence has gone deep, 4 for 22. 7 strikeouts though, so he connected with 1, but that was about it. Now this is the line. Over/unders at 7, no surprise there. Obviously they're really banking on that under at -130, and the overs even. Now this is I'm going to take a different approach to this game. Holiday's -195. Obviously he's the best pitcher in baseball. They're at home, but that seems more like a line you would give if he was facing Loesch again. Carpenter's 3 days rest. He got rocked, came out after 3 innings. I don't think that's really a good measurement of his capability. He's going to pitch way better than that. He's on his normal rest now. I'm going to take +1.5 for -150, an actual run line pick, because there's been 2 one-run games in this series. Carpenter's got good numbers. And, with that over-under rate at 7 as well, I'm going to have to go with the over here at 7. I figure these guys maybe pitch some good quality start. You're talking maybe 5-4 game, or maybe even a 4-3 will get us a push, which, in my book will just give us a win with that St. Louis +1.5. And a 4-3 win or loss, we will push, but we'll take that. We go 1-0-1 and still make money. But I think maybe the bullpen yields a couple runs. There's going to be a tight game down to the end, so it's not going to be easy. So the play is St. Louis +1.5 run line and the over 7, which is good odds. You're getting even money there, and you're getting -150 on the run line. So they're pretty confident that St. Louis is going to keep it close. But that's the picks for today. Thanks for joining us. Sign up at highlytoutedsports.com. Name, little username for security reasons. Throw your email address, phone number. Tell me how much you usually wager. We're just trying to yield some statistics on what people think about. And you're going to see free picks right there. Free picks on any sport that we can really hammer. NFL season's in full swing, NCAA, and we really love MLB postseason. So sign up, get your free picks, get your info on possible premium packages that you just can't beat the price. You can't miss out on this. And a special thanks to our providers of the statistics today. And we hope to see you sign up, and we'll see you next time.